What is economics and why should I care? Hello, young, ambitious writer with way too much time on their hands. I know you have too much time on your hands because you found your way here, to this channel, by me. Unless you're my mom, in which case I sent this video directly to you. Either you're here right now because you're really bored or because you're interested in world building. I'm definitely going to address you as if it is the latter of the two, otherwise I will spend the next 3 minutes trying to rhyme things with shelf. Elf, self, stealth, insomnia. You've seen those major lists before, the ones on Tumblr asking you 100 questions about your world in order to construct it properly. Some are even great resources, but I am filled with tons of knowledge about economics, so I want to share it with you in a way that will be beneficial for both of us. Do I know as much as that random guy in my English class who scored a 5 on his high school AP macroeconomics exam? Nope. How could I? If you're that guy, just go away now because I have absolutely nothing to share with you. Still here? Good. On to business. The first thing you need to know about economics is that it can be summed up as the study of one question. What do humans do when faced with scarcity? That's it. I kid you not. Don't go anywhere, there's a lot to dissect from this question. First, it is something you will have to answer for yourself as God of your book universe, or I guess something your characters will have to answer for themselves. It's a very good basis for setting up an economic system for the countries in your universe, but because it is so broad, it also acts as a good start for building character. So let's start with the boring stuff, the fictional economic system of a country. You need to know what resources are available to your characters to consume, trade, and build with. Canada has maple syrup, Wakanda has vibranium, Narnia has talking beavers, Canada probably has them too, Valeria had dragons. Just because these countries have a lot of these resources does not mean these resources do not have a limit to them. So it is important for leaders like T'Challa to decide how to best allocate said resources. In order to answer the question, you or your country must first decide on its values, its priorities. No, this is not a self-help session. I mean, you can't decide what to do with a limited number of things when you don't have a value system for said things. Let's say you're a fierce general with many warriors and a fixed number of swords of varying quality. You need to decide how to best divide these swords between your warriors. If you value strength, you may have your warriors arm wrestle for the top pick. If you value cleverness, you may have them engage in a riddle contest for the top pick. If you value quality, you may hold a lottery for the top pick, or let someone different get the top pick before every battle. So what does your country value? The care of its people, the prosperity of the empire, the well-being of nature, the appeasement of the gods. Regardless of what you choose, how resources are allocated should reflect the values of a society. If the people are important, you may chop down trees of the forest to make houses. If gods are important, you may leave the trees alone or use them to build a temple depending on the values of the gods. See what I did? Now, any good king would know using one resource to fulfill one value is a bad idea. If you cut down all the trees in the forest to make a temple, then the deer in the forest will up and move, leaving you nothing to eat, and the people won't have any place to live. If you use all the trees to make houses, the people have a place to live, but you're not going to appease the gods who want a place to stay. I guess it does depend on the value of the gods, whether or not they'd be happy about you making temples. So for this, we are going to touch on the concept of diminishing returns. I could derive this for you, but this isn't a math class, and I haven't gotten enough dedication from you to torture you with math. So people derive utility or joy from consuming. If your hero slays a dragon, he will be happy. If he slays 2 dragons, he will be even happier, but the second thoughtless murder does not conjure as much excitement as the first. When your hero goes serial and slaughters the third, he is happier than before, but the third killing does not bring him as much joy as the second. In short, know your priorities, order your priorities, and know at what point to stop killing dragons and work on some damn knitting. So what does this economic question mean for your characters? Well, it means they have to know their values in order to deal with scarcity. If your character doesn't have enough time to save his mother and his lover, who will he save? If your character is running short on money, will she use it to buy food, lodgings, or a weapon? I'd like to point out that I said almost 1,000 words before I said money, and this is a video about economics. Let that sink in. Now that you have a very broad overview of economics and how it can help you with your story, you're going to understand why you should care. Economics can be used to explain really anything, good or bad, so do with it what you will. I have a variety of topics I want to cover, but if you have any questions, please ask away. I would be really happy to answer them and guide you on your own writing journey. Hope you enjoyed your little break. Now it's time for you to get back to writing.